guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Ghostbusters. So this is kind of new for me because I don't think I've ever talked about Ghostbusters here on a channel. The truth is I am not a huge Ghostbusters fan. I like the song and I think the movies are charming and cute, but the truth is I haven't seen the original, the two original ones, and the only one that I saw when it came out was the 2016, the one with Chris Hemsworth and the all-female Ghostbusters, and Afterlife, the one before this one, that I'm going to talk about in this video. I actually only watched it the night before watching this one, so 2 days ago. And yeah, so I'm not super attached to this franchise. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just, well, it's a different take. I guess it's a different opinion because I feel like a lot of people are really attached to these movies. So yeah, here's a fresh take on this new film. So if you don't know what Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is about, this one takes place 2 years after the previous one, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 years, and the Spengler family is now in New York City, and they team up with the old Ghostbusters to fight an ancient evil. It's your typical Ghostbusters storyline. I feel like has a lot of family drama, and then they fight an evil spirit, an evil ghost, something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as the cast goes, it's basically the same cast as in the previous film. So this one stars Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace, as well as the old Ghostbusters, so Bill Murray and all of that. It has one or two new characters, which I'm not gonna mention because I feel like it's interesting to find out that they are in this film. I had no idea these actors were in one in particular. I had no idea he was in this film. So yeah, it was a surprise and I enjoyed it. And now let's get to my thoughts. So overall, this film was exactly what I was expecting it to be. As I said, I haven't seen the original one, and I only saw Afterlife 2 days ago. So I'm not attached and I can't really compare much besides comparing it to the previous one. And on that regard, I feel like this one just doesn't have as much fan service as the previous one. Again, I can't really catch on all of the little details that are connected to the original film. Only one or two things I understand, but as far as I'm aware of, I feel like the other one, Afterlife, has a lot more Easter eggs and little things. This one, I think it is more about the story and not as much about the fan service, which is okay for me. I guess people who are really big fans would prefer a lot more fan service. For me, yeah, both are okay. And at the end of the day, I had fun with this one. However, I feel like the previous one, I feel like Afterlife is a lot more comedic and more fun at the end of the day than this one. I think they take the story here a bit more seriously. And that works in both ways. Like, on one hand, I wanted a bit more like fun and something a bit more lighthearted out of this film, but at the same time, because they take it a bit more seriously and the story is a bit more serious and it is a bit more dark, it leans a bit more into the horror genre. It isn't a straight up horror by any means, but it has horror elements. Which leads me into what I think I liked the most about this film was the villain and the CGI. I think the CGI and the visuals improved a lot compared to the previous film. And this villain is way more like scary and horrifying. And I loved the look of it. It is pretty scary. And yeah, so the villain feels like a villain and it seems pretty unbeatable, so I liked that. I had no idea how they would defeat this villain. However, that's the downside. I think the movie takes a long time to set up these characters and this story, and when it comes to the climax and to like the fight with this villain, everything just ends pretty quickly. I wanted a bit more out of like that final battle. I also wanted more out of the actors. Like, they are all like good, but again, I wanted more Paul Rudd in this film. And I actually think McKenna Grace doesn't shine as much as in the previous film. So everything is like a little bit middle of the road. So at the end of the day, I enjoyed this one as much as Afterlife. I think each film serves a different purpose. So if you want something a little bit more lighthearted and a bit more like fan service, something a bit more comedic, I think you would prefer Afterlife. But if you want something a bit more serious, a bit more like scary looking, I think you would prefer Frozen Empire. So yeah, I liked aspects of both and I disliked something in both of them. So at the end of the day, I liked both equally, and each one is for a different mood. And post that, let's get to my scores. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It's slightly above average because I think it is a good time. It's a film that you won't take too seriously. There's a lot of things to like enjoy, and just it's one of those easy films to put on, or if they are ever playing on TV, it's easy to watch and you'll stick around to watch. It's not one of my favorites, but yeah, it's an enjoyable one. Cinematography, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's way better than the previous one. I like the CGI here. And as I said, I love the look of the villain. It's scary, and that's what I want out of a villain, and like a ghost villain. And originality, I give it a 3 out of 5. Again, there's like elements that are slightly original, but at the end of the day, these films follow like a formula, and yeah, this is just another one. And there's nothing wrong with it. It was what I expected it to be, and that's fine. So yeah, guys, these are my thoughts on Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Yeah, I don't know how well received this will be or how people are feeling about this one. I haven't seen a lot of reviews, or I don't know. When I went in, the theater was pretty empty, so I don't know if this will be a hit or a miss. I don't know, so you tell me in the comments if you've seen it, what you thought. If you haven't seen it, let me know if you are planning on watching it or not. And if you're not planning on watching it, let me know why. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!